Hi all of you. I hope all of you are doing well. Today also I am going to explain you about the multi-threading. Now let's see multi-threading in Java. Okay. So please listen here carefully. To write any multi-threading program, you need to either extends implements Runnable, or you need to extends the thread class. Okay, I'll write here interface, this one class. Okay, tell me how to inherit an interface. To inherit an interface, use implements, right? Keyword. To inherit a class, use extends keyword. Okay, and both the thread class and the runnable interface are part of the java.lang package. Okay, and I do hope that everyone knows the java.lang package is by default available to all the Java programs, right? So that's why when we write any multi-threading program, we do not need to import the java.lang package because it is available by default. Okay, fine. So again, one important thing, we have one method called start method. Okay, and this method is part of the thread class. Okay, what is the need use of this method? Start method is used to start a new thread. Okay, look, without the use of the start method we cannot start a new thread, so it is mandatory to override the start method. Okay, what is the meaning of overriding? Overriding means we need to rewrite the method available in the parent class. Okay, it should have same name, same type of parameter, and the same return type. Okay, so that is overriding. So that means inside the thread class we have one method called start method which can be used to start a new thread. So that's why it is mandatory for us to override the start method. Fine. Okay, another important method, run method. All methods are written in the small letter, so we should know that one. It is also part of the thread class. Okay, we need to override this method also. Okay, why? Okay, listen here carefully. After the creation of a new thread object, we need to start the new thread by using the start method. Okay, as soon as we start a new thread, the control of the program goes to the run method. Okay, and whatever code written inside the run method will be executed, right? So what are the two important things? Now let me list out here. Thread class has two important methods. What are those? Start and run method. Okay, and if you want to write multi-threading program, it is mandatory to override the start method, the run method, and to call the start method. Okay, by calling the start method only, we are going to start a new thread. After that, whatever the run method that we have overridden inside the thread class will be called, or the control of the program will go to that run method automatically. Okay, fine. Okay, now, so this is about the thread class. Now, runnable interface. Okay, it has only one method. What is that? Run. Okay, and we need to override the run method, that you know. But not a problem, but the runnable interface does not have the start method, and without the start method we cannot start a new thread. So what we need to do, we have to create a thread object by using the thread class. Okay, in the program I will show you how to do, because theoretically it is difficult to understand. So this is all about the thread class and the runnable interface. Now other important things, thread scheduler. Okay, so for example, if we have, okay, I will write here thread 1, thread 2, thread 3, thread 4, like this, and all the thread will have equal chance to get the processor. So we can't exactly predict which thread is going to get the first chance and which one to get the second chance and which one to get the third and fourth, like that. So who is going to decide all these things? All these things will be decided by the thread scheduler. Listen here carefully. Once we have created a thread, after that the thread should register to the thread scheduler. Why? Because if the thread scheduler does not know about the thread, then that thread will never get the processor. Why? Because the thread scheduler is only going to provide the processor to the threads. So that's why it is mandatory for the thread whichever is created to register to the thread scheduler. All those things will be done automatically inside the program. We do not need to do those things. Okay, another important thing, thread priority. Okay, what is this? We can set priority from 1 to 10. Okay, that means 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10, and the thread which is having the highest priority will get the chance of executing its program. That means the thread which have the highest priority will get the processor first and will get the chance to execute its code first. So which is the thread having the highest priority? Highest priority equal to 10. Lowest priority equal to 1. Okay, average priority equal to 5, and the default priority of all the thread is 5. Okay, so that means, for example, okay, I'll copy that one. We have created all these threads. How to create? I will show you here. Thread, okay, thread 1, for your understanding purpose, equal to new thread. Like this we will create. So let's create some 4-5 threads. Thread 1, thread 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, we have got 5 threads, and by default all of them have the priority 5, right? So which thread is going to get the processor? So all of them have equal chance to get the processor. Okay, so which going to decide which thread should get the processor now? So here comes the thread scheduler. Thread scheduler is going to decide which thread to get the processor. Okay, so if all the threads are having the equal priority, then we could not predict which thread is going to get the priority or the processor. So that depends on the thread scheduler, right? Okay, so what we have learned here, we have learned about the Runnable interface, thread class, and we also learned about the thread scheduler and the thread priority and the different priority number. Okay, okay, now anything left that are important? Okay, and okay, let me tell you that one also, it will become little bit longer. Okay, I have to open the notepad better. So you can see here class. Okay, you can take anything, example extends thread. So what we need to override here? Run, right? Public void run, and this is the part of the program that is to be executed by the child thread. Child thread means whatever new thread that we are creating. Now let's print anything. For it, I equal to 0, I less than 10. Okay, just anything you can take for your understanding, only this one. System dot out dot println. Okay, let's write this is child thread part. Okay, up to this clear. Now create another class, example 1. Here write the run method, main method, public static void main string array args. Okay, now let's see. Now create an object of the which one? Example. Why? Because now example is nothing but the thread, because it is extending the thread class. I hope you people are getting example. Okay, then after that, what I told you, we have to start the thread. Okay, listen here carefully. Up to here, single thread is executing everything. Once we started the thread, the control of the program will go to this part. So after this line, we have 2 threads. Okay, up to this, who is going to execute? By the main thread, which is available by default. Once we start a thread, the control of the program will go to the run method. Okay, now this part will be executed by the child thread, that means new thread what we have created, and all these things will be executed by which one? By the main thread. For int I equal to 0, I less than 10, I plus plus. Okay, let's print something. Dot out dot println. Okay, I'll write here, this is child. Okay, main thread part. Now let me save it. Okay, example dot java. You can give file name anything, whatever you want, there is no any restriction. Now go to the drive, go to Java program folder, then compile sample.java. Let's see any error or anything. Okay, no file. I think we need to use one extra brace. And then what is this? Just see once what happened here. Error unclose string literal system.out.println. System.out.println. This is main thread. Everything is fine here. What is the problem? Just recheck once. For int I equal to I less than 10, I plus plus system.out.println. This is main thread part. Which end of file? Okay, 1 2 3 1 2. Okay, it should delete 1. Upside will check 1 2 3. Okay, here only we have to put the closing brace. Now it will work fine. Your system.out.println. This is main thread part. Expected system.out.println. Already used error which in a file while passing. Oh god, let's see what happened. Okay, for this one 3 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2 3. Everything is fine. Did we do any mistake? This is not the mistake. Okay, I will remove this one. Let's see. It should not be considered as a mistake. Okay, let me check once. Okay, this is a special symbol, right? Now I will see. Okay, because of this one. Okay, fine, because of this one only. Okay, now let's compile. Now let's run it. Example 1. Look, we are getting the output. Okay, now we'll do one thing. Let's check what's the name of the thread that we are using. System.out.println thread dot current thread dot get name. We'll do the same thing here also. So you can see here, oh look, one is main thread. Okay, you can see here this one. Why I have kept like this? Because this one will be executed only one time, and this one till the time we keep on looping, right? So that means this part is nothing but the child thread. By default it is having the name thread 0, and this part is nothing but the main thread. You can see here, right? So like this you can create a thread. This is the thread creation, this is the thread starting, and this is the part which is to be executed by the thread. If we have not used this run method, then there is no use of the multi-threading. So it is mandatory to override the run method and to call the start method to start a new thread. Fine. Okay, now let's do another thing. Class example implements Runnable. Okay, so here also we are going to do the same thing. Public void run. Now, okay, write anything, whatever you want. There is no any restriction. Dot print ln thread dot current thread dot get name, right? Okay, now let's create another class. Okay, example 1 I'll take public static void main string array args. So what we need to do here, we have to create thread class. Why? I'll tell you. I just now explained to you. Thread, right? T1 dot start a new thread. Then here we'll print something. Print ln thread dot current thread dot get name. Okay, now save it. Now let's see java c example java end of file. Oh god, this is the problem I was coming. What is the problem? Class interface or unexpected. Well, did we do any mistake? Public void run. Okay, example 1 thread t1 dot start 1 2 okay 1 2 here. Please recheck once. Thread t1 equal to new thread. Okay, t1 dot start system dot out dot ln interface or unexpected. Let's see. Okay, it is working now. Java, what is the name of the file? Class example 1. Okay, now main. Why the run method is not executing? T1 dot start once a thread start. Okay, class example. Let's see one thing. Extends thread implements Runnable. Thread dot current thread dot get name. It should execute. Let's see. I'll do one thing. I'll copy this one and I'll paste it here. Void. Okay, one thing. Okay, I got. Implements Runnable. Public void run. Okay. Let me print something here. Then we will come to know whether this part is executing or not. Ln this is child thread part. Save it, run it. T1 continue with thread T1 dot start system dot out dot println thread dot current thread dot get name. Just 1 second, I'll check once why this problem is coming. Okay, I've got the point. So what we need to do, we have to create one object of the example class, because the run method is part of the example, right? So we have to create one object of that one example. Okay, and we have to associate like this here. Okay, now we are getting right. So this example is implementing the Runnable, and we have to create, okay, we have to create object of the example one. Just 1 second, for the example only. Okay, then whatever the object that we have created, what we are doing here are associated with the thread object. That means this one. So if you do like this, then when you start the thread, the control of the program will go to the run method. Okay, and this part of the program will be executed. So what we need to understand here, we have to create object of this one so that this run method is executed, otherwise this will not be executed. But the Runnable interface does not have any start method, so that means we have to create the object of thread class, and the thread class is part of the java.lang package, so that's why we can use directly here. By default, the java.lang package is imported into our program. So whatever the classes and the interfaces, those are part of the java.lang package by default available to us, so we can use directly. So that's what we are doing here. And since we need to execute this part of the program, so that's why whatever object we have created for this one should be associated with the thread object that we did here. That's why we are passing E1 here. Okay, and afterwards you start the thread. Once you start the thread, the control of the program will go to the run method, and this part will be executed. So this part is by the main thread, and this part by the child thread. Okay, then the video becomes longer, so this is all for today. In the next class, I will again explain some other important thing related to the multi-threading. Okay, then all of you, if you feel this video useful to you and beneficial to you, then please do like it, do subscribe it, and please do share with your friends so that they also get something benefit. Fine. Okay, then all of you have a nice day. Bye bye.